Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we'll be going over some of the best highlights from all of the LCK Spring matchups of the day. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
Get all three of these early grubs.
I like the call actually, because FearX already got a crab. There's no need for him to go too ham. This allows BDD.
I really like the Udyr pick. I think he's just going to be able to essentially neutralize the lane, and that allows Zeus to kill him. Now, KT are getting all of the objectives early on. We're going to get this Drake here, as well as the first.
In this fight, without getting locked down, do a lot of DPS. That could be game deciding. T1, they're going to take the risk.
I mean, they are going to go for it. They open up on a Xin Zhao, who is going to press his ultimate ability, as now helicopter coming out. BDD is flung into the air as the package does isolate one member, as Depth will flash over the wall, though he gets away. And now trying to save Faker's life. We do have an ult on top of Yoshi, who doesn't have his anymore. And we're at a standstill once again, and I think this will favor KT with all the low health bars here on the side of T1 and a lack of package. So KT Rolster, no kill. Going to be big.
And you really don't want to give this one up. BD flanked with a TP there on the Karma, but gets knocked away immediately. And as a result, T1, again, colossal win here. Picking up an early dragon is going to mean that the give over a kill to the Kalista, who hasn't been able to build that big of a lead. Some blades, as well as a small CS lead over her farming counterpart is Poppy.
Not going to hit Pioshik, though. It will come down to a smite fight. Who's going to get it? It will go the way of, well, Kalista, who's got her own smite in a way as the knockup does come in. And look at that combo as immediately Deft is going to go down. And BDD is in a lot of trouble here as well. The Renata ult was pretty good, but I think now that Faker shows up, they are just down a member and down any sort of damage. The bailout comes in on a Pioshik, but way too late to do anything to change the fight, and T1 will pick up the fight.
There's a lot of early MR, meaning that Pioshik and Deft are at a lot of risk.
Dive into Udyr here. That's pretty bold out of the side of T1, although with the Senna ult on top and no flash or ghost for perfect, it does work out, and the package just kept him in place. Generally pretty hard against the Udyr. I feel like if maybe he just ran at them instead of back over the package in a way, maybe he would have been in a better spot, but I do digress, as Deft is in a lot of trouble here. He was just existing in the mid lane, but that wasn't allowed, said T1.
They just try to get a tool.
They know.
I don't think they have enough time, Valdez.
Yeah. They might still send it. I mean, they have a lot of Kalista sticks in this Baron, but no, they're just going to back off here. They get the TP out of Zeus, and T1 say, thank you for the leash. We're just going to continue this objective. As Owner holds on to the helicopter. He's not going to use it just yet. Perfect trying to get that flank as Faker goes over the top. And it's just going to flash away from everybody. As meanwhile, Pioshik's just isolated on the backside of this fight. They do get Faker, but the damage is already done here as Keria gets a massive three-man knockup with his ultimate. And that just might be the nail in the coffin. KT are being wiped up here with a triple kill from Zeus. As Perfect might be the only one to get away, but a big team fight win going the way of T1.
And that Baron call was all KT have left. They knew it was a Hail Mary. And T1, they have a fair share of experience with
It's like, you don't touch this guy.
No, you don't.
So tanky. Even with for Hollow Radiance next, I mean, it's just the Frozen Heart and some health. That's just what happens, and you're never going to get in range without being ulted by Nautilus. So not only are you not dealing damage, you're CC'd half the time. It's just game, surprisingly. Thought it would be Faker at this point with the packages, but he is up there as well. Guma just doing his job, surviving in the back of the fight, and just poking people down and keeping people alive. Senna is
collapse of T1. This one is pretty... it's pretty over, Valdez. We'll see if they can kill Zeus. There are no TPs.
I think they can. 5v1.
Can they?
I think Zeus is in a lot of trouble here, right? That's an insane amount of damage going into Deft as he got that Q3 down, but it's 1,000 gold into the hands of Deft. They did it.
Zeus 1v5 did work out. That's a big win. That's gold into the pockets of KT.
It's pretty nice. And now Perfect, he's being focused down, but he's a tank. I mean, that's not where you want your damage to go in.
There's no barrel.
See, Keria is incredibly tanky himself, as an ult is going to sail wide from Owner. And yeah, Beryl not being here. It looks like he took some extra time to farm in the bottom lane. I don't know what he was doing now.
Guma has his summoners available. TP coming in.
Karya's like, yeah, I don't really care about the karma in this case. Ult is going to be utilized on the Perfect, and Zeus is just so huge, and he will take him out. Gets that slow below the 50% mark, and yeah, this inhibitor will go down. Doesn't look like Faker's got a package at this point in time, so they're not going to overstay their welcome. And we do have Baron here in a minute 30. Yeah, and this is over Ocean Soul, so let's see how this does work out for them. As Perfect's doing a good job of trying to get in there, but now he's getting out of there. Oh, God. As the massive package comes in, and Deft is just dead immediately. The poor guy has no chance in this game, as FearX is going to go down as well. That's 3 of them out of this one. We got TPs all over the map. As Zeus will be looking for the kills, while Faker is looking for the kill on the Nexus. TP coming down here from Perfect into the base. And he will try to defend as Owner's just running through the turrets. And yeah, this one is a done deal. Has been for a while, guys, as Faker nearly goes down. But he's just fine in the end. T1 are playing with their food just a bit here. Guma trying to get those max stacks. He's going to end the game at 133 in this one on the Senna, which was given over to him. As I say that, he's getting more and more. Wait and scale up and get the Orianna and Smolder to a spot where they'll be very powerful, but then reliable engage, as you did mention. Whereas on the side of KT Rolster, definitely going to be looking...
That's good.
Yeah. Guma just kind of stepping into that one, and Beryl's immediately there to punish him. He did go for the greedier Smolder start, which is the non-Doran's Ring and Q start, as BDD is in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's just dead. Okay, that was quick. Owner comes up, clears the top side of
Sums available, whereas the same can't be said for Guma and Karya. FearX trying to fight Owner here. I don't know about that one.
Owner doesn't have Smite, but certainly Owner is in a much better spot health-wise versus FearX. Although Beryl is trying his best to try to zone him away, as FearX has to flash, but now the hook comes in, and Guma's over the wall. Deft is in some trouble, as one auto will get it done. FearX is super low as well. Oh, God. I wanted this game to be more competitive! Not like this. 3 kills into the hands of T1 in the bottom lane, and 3 minutes into the game.
Because Karya has a death.
Yeah. It's like, huh, where did that death come from? Wasn't from the fight.
That is peak storytelling from our observer team there from the LCK.
Thank you, Jonah Strong.
Him and the boys, they do a great job. We get to talk about that now, because this game, Valdez, it's not looking so good. This is not my telecom war.
Yeah. Settled, which is Q first, not going W to help out in the lane, not going Doran's Ring, and he gets away with it with flying colors. Now, Karya might not get away from this one, as he will have to sacrifice himself to try to keep Guma alive, which he will do. Nice little gank set up here by the side of KT.
This is how the comeback starts, Valdez. That's what this game is in service of now, as we do give FearX an early kill. Ruben obviously going to skill really, really nicely. Utilize the counter matchup is quite cool. FearX, you're a level down, but Beryl is there.
He's got Beryl this time, and you know what? Owner's in a lot of trouble, as he does have his flash, uses his ult. On top of that, he's going to queue over the wall, and he holds on to his flash. Doesn't even have to use it, as BDD will have to divide away from Karya, who's being very annoying there.
For KT, and one more pick might be enough to start equalizing this goal score.
Oh boy. Well, we got Deft in a lot of trouble. He's going to run forwards because he can't run any other way.
Well, there was
Faker's going to pick up that kill.
It was just not the one we wanted.
They just need early game wins in terms of the early trades that have gone their way.
Owner going to pick this up without any issue. She mentioned Valdez. Zay's standing guard. It's also the mid lane prio still available. Do you think FearX was
30? Although there's the wave going into Zeus. And he doesn't seem to care because the rest of the map is winning for the side of T1, and they will take down a second Drake as well.
What's it going to be here?
Ocean Soul.
No.
Oh, Chemtex.
Hey!
Sorry, yeah.
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 Valdez. That's really what we're looking towards.
Generally, the team with Smolder is trying to hold on and not lose the Chemtech Soul,
Well,
or the Soul at
know.
all.
I need some leeway.
Uh-oh, we got Perfect in a lot of trouble here. He's being CC'd to death, and he will get his hop off and immediately get ulted in the face. Doesn't even bother flashing.
Something, Valdez.
Yeah. Chemtech. It was all right. We do have Pyosik looking for a little charge on into the mid turret. We're not going to see any Cuz maneuvers as he is. But yeah, KT is going to set up for this objective. We do see that T1 are hanging around. Barrel is very much behind enemy lines.
They don't know.
They do not know about this, but now they're going all in onto Owner. Gets knocked over the wall, but his ult back over, still goes down though. Very nice snipe here from Def, but BDD is in an awful spot in the front line and was in a lot of trouble. Perfect in the mini-gnar as a three-man knockup comes in from Keria as he knocks Def straight into the danger zone. At the same time, Keria really shoring up the end point of that fight. And now KT is just on the run away from this tiny little dragon that is getting very fed. Already 163 stacks now as Keria is looking for a bit more. Not going to hit the knock-up at the end of this fight, but still a winning fight for T1 as Faker will take a mid-tier 1 potential.
Some serious few remaining damage sources because BDD already went down and because Perfect came into that fight as mini-gnar and was blown up relatively early. So that 1-2 of Zeus and Keria and the way that they used their CC gonna mean a big win for T1.
Yeah.
They get Soul Point here. Things are looking dire, Feldes.
And you know why BDD was out of position is because he...
Mega Gnar bar actually not looking too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty well timed, but look at the damage that's coming out already on a Pyosik. He just gets caught out in the front line as Bob will be called down on top of Def, but we do have Owner in a lot of trouble. They do isolate him and essentially see him to death. He was not able to flash out of that one. And now T1 have to reconsider their options here in a 4.
Does almost have teleport, but not quite have it available, and looks like T1 decide the better of it. Although, I'm not sure. No, TP getting, or back rather getting cancelled. Owner's on his way back.
Now let's see how this one goes.
Megaphone?
Will they even try to steal it away? There's a kind of half-hearted cue from Zeus, but yeah, now they're just gonna run towards the Baron and threaten it at least.
Don't know. They have zero idea.
But they gotta know. I mean, there's...
But can they move in? The Vision Cone gonna let them know.
They're gonna move in together as a team. Look at Keria's position. He's gonna be spotted. He gets out of that back line. Def is in a lot of trouble. They dive very deep for him as Mob will help out, but they don't take out Def just yet. But it is going to be him eventually going down. BDD does have some nice damage in that back line, but now he's all alone here. Zeus getting pretty low, but BDD will eventually get executed as Smolder. Guma will pick up the triple, as Perfect is the only one left alive, and he will just run away, sadly.
Keria with the setup there, gets on top of Def. Def doesn't get to play the game, and this is why we mentioned maybe it's a Kench angle, because otherwise it becomes so incredibly hard to play out to actually get anything going there. T1, they give up the... Yes, they're Smolder, the baby Elder Dragon breathing fire down their base. Yes, there is a Fat Cassante in this game who we haven't even really talked about, which, remember a week and a half ago, that was all we talked about.
Smolder entered the scene. Senna Nautilus entered the scene. There were other OP things to talk about. But I do think that the draft has come back to bite KT a couple times. But T1 have also played very nicely in these 2 games with what they have been given. A lot of power picks is what they have been given. Vi was on.
Guma's ult is down. Maybe that's enough. No, it's not. They're gonna give it up. It's just Chemtech Soul. It's fine. Just get a turret, maybe top. No, that you can't do that. Wave position isn't good. Get Krugs. Get Krugs.
Get Krugs.
Get Krugs.
Hell yeah. Eventually take this one down. They also have 6 Void Buffs, which is actually helping take down the objectives, the structures here, as Barrel is in some trouble. But the damage coming out from Perfect is actually pretty nice, as now we get a big knockup. Immediately Barrel is taken back into that back line as Smolder's just doing way too much here, as Bob will be called down. BDD, though, still alive, looking for his angle. He tries to go for it immediately, just gets bursted down 100-0. As that looks to be the end of the game. BDD tried so hard to find that 1-0 moment like he normally does, but it doesn't look like he was able to do it this time around. Guma just collecting kills. Owner going to steal that one away. But it looks like T1 has done it, guys. 2-0 on the night as they will take down the Nexus turrets. And the Nexus in a couple of very one-sided games against their telecom opponents, as they're just having fun with their food here at the end. 2-0 in this series, FearX.
This is about as easy of a team, as a read as you could possibly have. If FearX win the mid game, their comp is incredible, right?
Grub, and then he immediately went down to the Dragons, so also was able to get that extra XP from the Grub camp, and then he didn't fully commit to it because he wanted to spend his time in a better place.
Shyvana isn't a real dragon though, I'm a big fan of Shyvana. I don't feel like she really feels like a dragon.
Turns into a dragon.
Well, no, I know that, but does she feel, outside of specifically her E and an AP, like a dragon the way that Smolder and Acel do? I don't think she does.
Yes. They're trying to dive this dragon in the bottom side. I think it's going to work. Not much you can do about that. It's nice tower juggling here. Henna is going to live entirely. Execute does have to flash away, but they get first blood in the bottom lane onto this Nocturne very early on.
No ult.
Yeah, he doesn't have ult. Pretty unfortunate timing. They were pretty close to that one.
Pace might just use his ultimate to clear out the next wave as well, and that will be the end of it.
Yeah. We got an all-out here on the top side. Desperate to pick up the buckler is clear. He's now kind of behind the play against a Cassante. Does have to flash, but now you're getting ghosted at. You're not getting away from this guy. I'm sorry, Clear. As Cassante will do Cassante things, and Clear does not respect it. And that is a solo kill. Ultimate Hunter is amazing on Nocturne. Maybe not in Pro, just because you don't get to ult off cooldown because people are playing so safe. So that one I feel like is okay, as there is quite a lot of action, actually. Lehens does have to pop his ultimate here, but is stuck around. There's so much CC between the Nocturne and the Nautilus. He will flash over the wall, but here comes Henna as he picks up a kill. Paranoia used just because Willer wanted to play it safe and make sure they got the kill, I guess, but kind of wasted this time around as Canyon goes on a merry little trip to follow Closer around.
I do agree with you. I would have loved to see a Hexblade. Hopefully he goes Hexblade second.
Maybe he just wants... I mean, Strybreaker as well is like not... Chase potential of Zeri Nocturne is incredible. So you're not getting away from that. So try not to get out of position next time, I suppose, Lehens.
Didn't even need to use it. Rather use the Nocturne activation as... Oh, King going in again.
Yeah, Clear a little bit closer to the turret this time, but the damage is there. Another knock-up as we look at Smolder, and Clear is not in a great spot. As, yeah, Clear's going to get solo killed again. Really struggling with the Keen test.
Trade his ultimate as well as Henna's for only Paces. That's in of itself is something, as Clear sees Chovy is not impressed. Willer is here.
Now going to try to dive on a Chovy who's in a lot of trouble. Did not respect the ability of Nocturne to come on over. That's just another free kill here. Very tanky Cassante at full health. Still going to run at this dragon for now, as Keen is running way far back to TP back into this fight.
Should be able to. Has a lot of gold as well available to him. They're trying to look for the cancel. Don't think they're going to find it, but ideally they wouldn't want to give up 2 turrets just to get a Drake here. Maybe look for an exit play, but the turret is there.
Get Lehens.
Oh, they're looking.
He has shut the door in their face and said, you guys are not allowed to leave. And they don't want to go north, so I think we're going to have a fight here, Closer.
I think they leave. I think they're fine.
For an angle, Keen and Lehens still, you know, they're busy playing the game, learning about other stuff, and perhaps the analysts should let them know and stuff like that. I'm not saying that Keen specifically is one of those guys, but he is now going 1v3 on Cassante. Not very killable, as you guys can see, as the damage...
Why did we ult him? Why did we ult and ignite the Cassante?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, as now we're running forward. Lehens with the engage, his mom will go over the top. Huge amounts of damage from both the Dragons as they take out the Nautilus, and now the Poppy Clear knocks away 3 people. As Chovy is still going into the 4 of them by himself, essentially. But yeah, kind of a broken up fight here from FearX. Is stacking. and he's got it. He's got 225. And Jovi has Leandri's as well. So Clear is like, oh, I don't exist anymore. Ooh, nice hook here onto Jovi. Do they have the follow-up as they go in onto the Cassante? And the Smolder's just doing free damage on the right side of this fight here. Lahen totally fine as a massive ult comes in from the side of Jovi, and everybody is just burnt to a crisp. I mean, Paze wasn't touched at all this fight. And just like that, they just crushed them in mid.
He's full health.
He's not done yet, it looks like. He wants more. He's going to flap over this wall. And Henna, yeah, he's just executed. There he goes, 550. Even had a shutdown, because why not give extra gold to the Smolder? And that's going to be the second Chemtech Drake as well.
Second Chemtech Drake going over. Smolder now fed. Asol now fed. Gonna get the mid lane turret as well. And anti-synergistic. And against Gen.G, I don't think you can afford to make mistakes like that. It looks like Henna might actually go for the Black Cleave.
His fault. I don't want to put all the blame on Clear or anything like that. Also, they're playing against Gen.G, so it's kind of difficult to really criticize at all, as Closer is trying to take out Jovi. He does an insane amount of damage, and he will take him out, and immediately gets executed by a little baby dragon.
It's actually Jovi that got the kill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't...
What?
I don't know. I assume it was the burn.
I was just calling Aurelion Sol a little baby dragon.
Well, if you're the size of multiple galaxies, then he kind of is. Why are they in mid?
You know what? Why not? Nice little ult comes in from Execute. Now they're trying to get onto that back line. Do they have enough to get Paze out of this fight? This time the ult is good onto Canyon, but they don't actually do any damage to Paze. He's once again fine. He flashes away from Willer, and the follow-up was just not there as Willer is burning down. He will not get executed, but Canyon will finish the job. And there it is, clean from Canyon's Lee Sin.
And that right there is where Paze doesn't have sums. Maybe that's enough this time around, but Willer isn't here. I don't know if they can do this. Clear needs to find a really big ultimate.
They're going to try, and let's see how it goes. Willer, he could just get on in, and nope. Doesn't get into the pit at all. And yeah, he's not even here. Clear is going to go down, and yeah, Gen.G just going to press their buttons onto FearX, who were desperate to try to get in there. Henna will take out one. They're struggling to get on top of this Zeri, actually, who did get a big ult and is kind of ice skating around everybody, but you can't deal with 4 champions on top of you, and that will be the end of that fight.
Paze does end up going down. Henna trying his hardest.
They cross their T's, dot their I's. We have 330 stacks here on the Smolder, and then at about 27 minutes, a couple of big team fights won by the side of Gen.G around the middle of the map.
Starting to see like just a Q here.
Clear got hit by a Smolder Q.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. Shouldn't have done that.
Oh no, don't try to collapse a Cassante. No.
Guys,
let it go!
He has Unstoppable. It allows him to not be CC'd by anything.
Yeah. You know his health?
A Zero ult doesn't work on him if he's in that. Yeah, I think they're just very desperate at this point, and yeah, probably not the right call, but they didn't want to fight this group of Gen.G members either.
We're still at a good laning phase in both games.
Gen.G have decided that they have waited enough time to to go in for this one. Ult away on the Canyon once again. They're trying to kill Cassante. This time they have an insane amount of damage. Nobody's helping out.
Come on!
Hill is running away to finally get him. And now they're pressing their R buttons on a Jovi, who is isolated, but he is able to dash away as well. Massive ult! It's all 4 of them in the back line. And the damage should be there from Paze as well to finish this one off. Even has an arm guard just to survive at the very end. The Penta, let the little baby dragon get his Penta. Let him have it.
Not the minion!
No, they're slowing him down. The zoom in, the Q comes in, it's a Penta! For the little baby dragon. Paze, well done.
And smiles on the faces of Gen.G. FearX, they gotta try something, but it just wasn't enough, even without Canyon there and Keen getting blown up. They had to invest so much, and all they got was killing Cassante. Not going to be enough. Gen.G take a split that he hasn't really been able to have the impact on a lot of his comfort picks. Closer on Mages, outside of Azir, has just never really been it, and Talia does really How are you feeling?
Please no.
Don't flip the game level 1.
Okay, well, they're going to do it. Flash on in from Lehens as he gets the Q onto multiple closer in a lot of trouble here, and the flash comes forward. Chovy picks up first blood. Remember that mid lane I was just talking about? Looks like it's going to go pretty heavily in favor of Gen.G this time around.
No. Oh, Execute, you don't have a flash.
Yeah, this aggressive trading, they're beginning to see it. Oh, that was pretty cute. I don't know if it's going to matter as Execute is just dead. Okay, Canyon clears the bottom side of his jungle, hits level 3, goes bot. With all the pressure they were putting on, Gen.G are able to punish them.
And even without the kill going over to Keen early on, still doing great as the hook.
Yeah, and the Chains of Corruption as well. Lehens is only level 4. He has to flash away, and now it does move on over to Paze, who does proc his ult. He's trying to take this fight, but the Nocturne is right here, and Paze is free food. That's a double kill. As now Canyon comes in, he'll pick up a kill himself. He's looking for Execute, but with the Nocturne behind him, he's just going to let it go.
Big mistake from the bot lane there as Wheeler gets out as...
The healing plant is fine.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I like the plan, but I don't know, maybe you had a strong opinion to it one way or another.
Yeah, certain plants, not a big fan of.
Well, I know you hate blast plants.
Yes. Here's Closer. Lehens is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have flash this time around. Yeah, he's just dead. That's going to go the way of Henna. As this is what I was talking about, trying to make plays on the bottom side of the map with Closer and Willer. We're getting it done.
Big impact.
Team fighting is very solid. See that Keen here, he's just trying to get demolished procs. He is going to take out the entire turret. Just that one minion tanking one turret shot. Magic damage from Udyr.
I mean, yeah, it is a lot.
He didn't build a Leandri's. We do have an ult on, 2 ults into Udyr. And a hook comes down, and Keen is actually in a bit of trouble. Yeah. And there you go. Didn't even have ghosts. I mean, he just gets CC'd to death. Meanwhile, Canyon is charging through everybody. And he's just going to turn around as he doesn't want to be isolated behind their enemy lines. As the hook is going to go astray, Q comes in from Canyon, immediately gets stunned up here. He's in trouble, actually, but the damage is coming in from the side of the Zeri. But that's a kill now on the Canyon, and FearX 5v3 should be able to get this one done. That's a kill now onto Chovy. As Paze is like, man, I was playing this one out, but my teammates just disappeared one by one.
All went in as Paze. Oh,
he would have died.
He would have 100% died. Yeah, really not afraid there from the young AD carry on Gen.G. But this is the...
Yeah, Henna just, he threw out an ult and then didn't really... I guess his Q was off cooldown immediately, so just not really able to put any more damage into that one. Keeps him at bay, at least. Forward. Don't really need to be that close to press your ult button, but, you know, just landing some Qs. Clear, covering the flanks, which is very nice to see. And the vision advantage is going to be in Gen.G's favor, that they clear out this mid wave. And they have position in this jungle brush. Is now coming in from behind here as Keen is running straight at that backline. He's being shredded pretty effectively. He gets speared down here, and down he will go. As Keen, again, he thinks he's unkillable. But we know he is very killable, as now Lehens in a really rough spot himself. He's going to go down as well. And now Gen.G, they're going to get hooked here. Chovy is going to be taking huge amounts of damage from Henna, who just flashes away and breaks the ankles of Chovy. But here is Zeri and Lee Sin. Can they do it 2v3? Paze trying to kite here against a Cassante. It's not quite going to work, as he does get knocked up, and FearX destroy them in the fight.
And that is a huge win for FearX. They set themselves up for Soul Point. They take down the rest of the team. Yes, some of this zoning is due to the fact that Claire is running around, but by itself, that's not enough, as, I am pretty sure Claire is about to die.
Yeah, he's dead. You do see that they are angling towards the Baron, but not on that fast of a reset. And you've got Lethality Darius as well, so not really in a position to do that. Nice little pick off from Gen.G, who I think that last team fight should come as a bit of a reality check.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have seen a couple of wishy-washy team fights, and FearX are playing really well. And they're just straight up playing better team fights than Gen.G at this moment. Although the 4v5s have been a little bit of a pain point here for Gen.G, as another hook is going to land from Execute. They bring out the Weaver's Wall, because they're really committing to taking down Lehens here. He is going to get picked off. If the damage comes through, one more rock would do it, but it's the arrow from Henna that does get the job done.
for something with
What is
armor
happening in
shred.
this game? They're just zoning the 5 of them away. They have that Azir turret, which they can play around very nicely. As going to use the Unstoppable is Pain, and Pay's able to get over the wall here as well. Chains of Corruption into the air as Chovy gets the 4 of them, and just like that, Gen.G decide they want to win a team fight. Chovy has had enough of the fooling around, and Willer will go down as well. It's a triple for Canyon. It's a clean ace, and I think they might just end the game.
Just when we start to get the feeling that they can't keep getting away with it, they can't keep disrespecting their opponents, there's no way that it doesn't backfire. Gen.G do this. In the end, all that matters is getting the Nexus, and that they did. The way in which they did it does not deserve.
These were some of the best highlights from all of the LCK Spring matchups of the day. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.